Kabu Yellow members, welcome to another episode of Masandawana Custard with me, your host, Mr. Alhly. If it's your first time on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep the channel growing. We preview African Derby, the big one, Mamelodi Sundowns against Alhly. It's a big one, considering how the group is wide open. We are playing against Alhly, coached by the coach Marcel Kehler, who has coached in Switzerland. There was also a stint in Germany. Like I said, the group B is wide open. Anyone can qualify to the next stage. It's wide open. You can see Coach Ijembe of Alhly. He has a point to prove. He can show that he can do it. Confed, and he also can do it. Also, come Champions League. The group B is looking like number 1 Alhly 9 points, number 2 Mamelodi Sundowns with 7 points, number 3 Alhly 4 points, number 4 Cotton Sport with 0 points. And it's wide open. Anyone can make it out, and hopefully we do well. No one can afford to lose, to drop points at this point of time. I know we still have about a few games that is left, but every point counts now because of the group is wide open. Anyone is still at anyone's hands now. And last time we played against Alhly in Cairo, ball possession, Alhly had a 54 of ball possession. Mamelodi Sundowns only had 46. Alhly had 6 shots on target, and Mamelodi Sundowns also had 6 shots on target. Alhly had 11 corners. Mamelodi Sundowns only affording to get only 1 corner. Both teams had 4 offsides in that game, and stats also shows that both teams are scoring teams. Mamelodi Sundowns coming in this time, they've scored 54 goals and only conceded 17. Alhly has scored 42 goals and conceded 17. So you can see they are not far apart from each other. Both teams are competitive. And playing against each other. Alhly playing against Mamelodi Sundowns has conceded 9 times, and Mamelodi Sundowns playing against Alhly has conceded 11 times. So it has been a game with goals. I think that there were a couple of few draws that is 0-0. Most of the time there were goals playing against each other. And after playing against them in Cairo, Alhly played a 1-1 draw against 10 men. Then they won 3-0 against Cotton Sport. Sheriff scoring in the 53rd minute of the game. New signing Gundeoshi scored in the second goal, and Kali scored in the final goal. And looking at that game, Cotton Sport and Alhly, you could see the intensity that Alhly started with. They started with they showed that they wanted to win the game. The 53rd minute, they scored the 53rd second of the game. They scored a goal, not the 53rd minute. The 53rd second of the game, they scored the opener. Ali Malu was involved in all 3 goals. It shows how quality player he is, and how they play Alhly in that game. They showed that they want to bounce back, and you could see the quality of the team, whether they play the short passes or whether they play those long balls. Cotton Sport, I think the score is not the true reflection. I think Alhly could have scored even more than those goals. They could have scored around about 7, 8. The goalkeeper of Cotton Sport played a part and saved the team. So I was really impressed with the intensity. How Alhly took the game to Cotton Sport. You can see they need to now to pick up points now. Because anything can happen. I think probably they underestimated Alhly. But now when they start to realize, Alhly has back those points. It's a scary thing for them. But like I said, it was a brilliant performance from Alhly game. And after that game, they went to beat. They played in the midweek and they won 2-1. And looking at how they line up against Al Declara, the game that they played 1-1 draw. They played with El Shanawi, the goalkeeper, trusted. They played with Hani, they played with Yazir, and they played with Ashraf, and they played with Marwam. Marwam replaced Malu. Ali Malu, because of probably they wanted to give him the rest so that they could prepare him for the next game, Cotton Sport, you know. And they played with Hamdi, they played with Gadauchi, the new signing, and they played with Tahir, and they played all they paid Tahir Letau in that game. And then Cotton Sport, how they line up, they didn't change too much. They ever trusted El Shanawi, played Tani. They played on the right side. They played with Tani. Tani replaced Hani, Mohamed Hani, and they played with Ibrahim. They still played with Abdel Monen, and they played with Malu. Ali Malu came back in that game, and they played with Sheriff, which he hasn't started many games of them, but game here Cotton Sport, they played with him, Sheriff, and he scored in that 53 minutes, you know, which it's something that good that the coach would appreciate. 1 hour some guy Sheriff along with Kala some Samigis, but he comes into that game and he gets those important goals. And he played with Gendoochi, who has been getting those games, you know. And they played with Pesita also, and they played with Dieng, and they played with Fati. And in the midweek game that they played, how they line up, they still played with Al Shenawi, Mohamed Hani came back. They played with Ibrahim, they played with Monet, Abdul Monen, and they played with Ali Malu, they played with Atia, they played with Fati, they played with Gondooshi, and they played with Tahir, they played Pesitau and Hussein, which showed that in this game midweek, they dropped Dieng. Dieng didn't play in this game. It shows that they are preparing him for the next game, Mamelodi Sundowns. And you can see with the starting lineup that I've been telling you about, they've been rotating players, you know. They've been resting players like Dieng, like I said, El Shahad. El Shahad is in the just number 14, hasn't played in those 3 games, you know. After Mamelodi Sundowns, he hasn't played any of those games. Is he injured? Is it resting him from Mamelodi Sundowns? We only see. They have also rested Afsha. He hasn't played that much, and Fati also some time to rest, and also Mohamed Hani also he got time to rest, and which you can see where they want to come to this game ball fresh and ready to play Mamelodi Sundowns. And how I think they might line up against us. They will come with well-tested players. The lineup that they trust. They will play with El Shanawi, the goalkeeper, ever trusted. On the right back, they will play with Mohamed Hani. He's ever reliable. He's confident on the ball. He when he attacks, he gives them a lot. They will play with Yazir. The pairing here, Yazir and Abdel Monen, which it's a pairing here, 2 center backs that they have trusted a lot in a lot of those games. And on the left hand side, on the left back, they will play with Ali Malu. He has played many games of Alhly. Like I said, he's one of the players that when you talk about Alhly, you'll have to count him. He brings a lot to the team. He has contributed a lot of goals and also assists in the team. You know, he gives you a lot whenever you play him, set pieces, when they attack, when they defend. He also gives you a lot. So yeah, they will play with him. On the right wing, they will play with Atia. In the midfield, they'll play with Perignard, Dieng and Fati, and on the left side they will play with Kindoosi, who has been playing a lot since they have signed him, and up front they'll play with Pesita and Tahir, which we have seen that combination they try to make it work, and you can see when things get tougher or they don't go the way they want it to work for them, they drop Pesitao. He plays in the midfield. Probably they introduce Afsha in that game, also Lena Atsen in that game, and yeah, and drop Pesitao a little bit in the midfield. And my impact players for Alhly, you know, I think, like I said, Ali Malu is one of the best players they have in the team. He's one of the best left backs we have in Momo Africa. You know, he brings a lot to the team. Like I said, he has scored 4 goals and he has 11 assists in all of them. And you can't forget about Afsha. You know, you could see how important he was to the team, how many goals he has contributed. Now I can see he's an impact player coming from the bench, and he still gives them a lot in that team, you know. And then also Hani, like I said, the right back, you know, he gives them a lot in the team. And also yeah, the pairing Abdul Monen and Yazir, you know, the 2 center backs that they pairing along, it's well trusted and well tested pairing, you know, and hopefully yeah, that's how I think they will line up. And yeah, how we might line up, I don't think we'll change too much. We'll play with Ronan Williams, Ratsamkaka Modao on the right back, Ratsamkaka Grankeka and Mvala. We'll play with Mudiba, and we'll play with Mukwena Leneo Maema, with Tembazwani also there. We play with Mailula and Shalulile up front, you know. And I would personally, probably love to see Tapelo Morena getting a run. There maybe playing more up front than playing as a right back or a left back. But yeah, I would love to see Tapelo Morena there in the up front. Yeah, guys, let's go to the stadium. Let's arrive early. Let's support the team. Let's go in numbers. Let's support the team, and let's give the boys the energy that they need. Like Coach Roland always says, the game belongs to the players, and the players, once we get behind them, we encourage them. That's how we can keep motivating the team, and the team comes with the positive results. Like I said, the group is wide open. I don't think anyone can afford to drop points now. Only Cotton Sport has been donating those points, but hopefully yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns does well, and we qualify for the next one. But I know we still have games. Cotton Sport still has to come this side. We still have to go to Cameroon. No, I mean we still have to go to Sudan to play Alhly. You know, yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep the channel growing. My name is Alhly. You've been watching Masandawana Custard and Kaswana Style Sewe. It's a rap, guys.